guys, welcome to today's video. Make sure you visit podcastformarketers.com for more information. Over there, I have a really kick-ass course on how you can make at least a few grand a month on simple reoccurring revenue, right? And that's called Freedom Funnels. And make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel, man. I'm put out videos every day, so you don't want to miss what I put up, because I put out some pretty kick-ass content. And man, I always want you guys to comment below, man. I absolutely love all the comments you guys bring. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have any questions, I'm always in the comment section. I really love the community. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, so today's video is going to be kind of long, right? But I want you to really get a good idea on how to even get started. All right, so I'm going to show you that I have a few tools, and just with few simple, really simple tools and a few Google searches on how I actually put together an entire funnel, okay? With low-cost advertising possibilities, and really pinpoint targeted advertising. All right, so let's get started. Let's not chit chat too much. So I got this tool here. The link is down in the description. What the fuck? Right, the link is in the description. Learn how to talk, sonny. All right, so and what this tool does is kind of like a scraper on steroids. It's like 49 bucks. Again, the link is in the description, right? So the first thing that you would do is come down here and run a search. And I don't want to run the search right now, right? But you can see what the initial search looked like. I just ran a search for bartending and spirits business, right? And I kind of got coming through here. And what you would normally do is sometimes you'll see Wikipedia or you see schools here. You would want to take these out. And just kind of stuff that you wouldn't want to advertise on, like the school here, just an education or whatever. This looks like a school here. So you can take those type of things out, right? And so after that, it gives you the opportunity to look for opportunities, right? So if you were to check all of these, it says find opportunities, right? But clearly I've already done that, okay? So here you can look at ad ops right here. And this is where I kind of started to doing my research, okay? I wanted to find out, and what it lists here to give you a good look is the URL, right? The Alexa ranking is here, all right? Whether or not they have Outbrain or Taboola, okay? Because if they do, that means that you can target them. If they have any linked ad text, like saying advertise with us or anything like that, right? And it shows here. And then display ads. So they do have the Google Display Network here. But it also lists their social profile links, whether or not they have AdSense, which is really important, right? And the actual URL. So you can go to AdSense and say, I want to advertise on this URL, okay? Which is really important, because instead of targeting the entire website, or instead of targeting just kind of broad like bartending, you can really get targeted on where you actually want to target for your advertising, okay? But that's not really the exciting part. This thing also does video searches, right? So we want to choose a niche. How do you get started choosing a niche? So you chose bartending, right? What the fuck? I can't talk today, right? So I did a video search for bartending, right? Bartending even, right? So I did a video search for bartending, and I started seeing like Bartending Pro popped up and the different views they have. So here you can say, well, I want to look at, what videos have the most views. Are they running ads? Because this, for instance, they're not running ads, so you can't advertise on their channel. But you can start saying, hey, man, I want to, this is the basics of bartending, right? I can start advertising directly on these channels. So again, what can you do here? You can say, I want to explore these channels and see what they have available. I want to see their social links and see how many subscribers they have. So I've already done that search, right? And I kind of went from how many subscribers they have. You could just click this button to say, okay, I want to deal with people that have more subscribers. And I remember this guy, the Tipsy Bartender. I'm like, whoa, right? So this guy has 3 million subscribers. All right, so we know that this guy here is really targetable, right? So I wanted to look at their Facebook, and this is really cool. You can just click and see that, okay, he has 20 million Facebook followers. So not only can you advertise on his YouTube channel, which has 3 million followers, he has 20 million followers on Facebook. But I didn't stop there. I kept going, and I wanted to take a look at his Instagram, which actually I already had here, right? And he has 3 million followers on his Instagram. But look here, he also has a website, right? So now you're starting to put all of these things into perspective. You're saying, if you go through Facebook, right, everybody's kind of used to seeing ads on Facebook, but maybe you would much rather advertise on their Instagram, right? And I'll show you how to do that. Or perhaps maybe you would want to advertise directly on their YouTube channel, doing a deal with them. You can contact them, right? These are how real deals are made, folks. Instead of just advertising for the people that actually like their page on Facebook, which could be anybody, right? How many people would actually visit their website? They probably would be a little bit more interested. So I went and looked. I use this tool called Social Insider, right? And I think you can get a free trial with them. I went and looked at their page post and to see what was their most popular post, right? So you can get a good idea of what type of content you would want to post on your channel. So now you're going to say to me, Sonny, I don't want to be a bartender, right? Well, you don't have to be a bartender. What can you do? You can interview bartenders. You can interview bar owners. You can tell a guy that does really cool bartending tricks in your town or has really cool recipes, hey man, why don't you make 5 or 6 drinks and I'll advertise you on my channel for free, right? So you can definitely do that. You can definitely curate content from all over the internet and talk to people that are bartender authors, right? And I'll get into that later. But you can curate all of this content. You can go to bartending events like the Bartender National Convention and cover that shit, right? And look at the new gadgets and things that are available for bartenders. I'll get into that a little bit later. Just stick with me. What I did was I went and looked at their website. And sure enough, down here at the bottom, they have an advertise with us. And they ask you, would you like to deal with us directly with Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube? Which is really important because you're going to have a better deal with them than probably dealing with the network. And if you had something to sell to these people directly, and I'll get to that in a minute, you can actually get on the video, not just an overlay beforehand, but actually on the video or an actual shout out on Instagram, dealing with the influencer directly, right? I never would have found that out had I not done this original search, okay? Now, if they don't have any of that, right, what you can do is if you see they have advertising, you can just go directly to YouTube and advertise directly onto their channel, right? Which was pretty cool. What I thought it was pretty cool once I got to looking through this tool, and you know how much information. Now this tool will go through you Google UK, Google Canada, Australia, and South Africa, right? So it's not just in the United States. I just searched the US, right? But he's also adding more stuff on, okay? So once I started, like I said, looking for ad opportunities, I also saw that this spruce.com is ranked #1, right? And they do have an advertise with us. They do have display ads, and they're listing their social profiles. So I wanted to take a look at their social profiles, which wasn't the strongest, but with 100,000 followers, maybe they're cool. So I wanted to do a little bit more research. So I went to the I went to look at their traffic rankings, right? So when I looked, I saw that sangria recipes are getting a lot of searches, right? So if I had a sangria recipe video, it would be safe to say that we can advertise directly on this page. It gets 37,000. The cost that they would have to pay for this organic traffic would be $37,000 a month, right? They're getting 35,000 clicks on this particular page, right? For a sangria recipe. And it shows up more than once here, okay? So that'll show you that, okay, now we know that we can do a sangria recipe video and advertise that on their website, or maybe a recipe, a different type of recipe, or a book even, and I'll get into that in a moment. So then I wanted to look and see, well, where do they get their traffic from? So I went to SimilarWeb, right? This is SERankings.com, another site that you can go get a free trial from, I believe, okay? So SimilarWeb, I went and looked at and just used their free, and I saw, well, wow, they get 41 million visits. Well, they would be somebody that you would be willing to pay for some ads. And sure enough, they have an ad link down here to advertise with us. So you just click the button and go right here, and you can see what type of advertising they offer. Believe me, you can do a better deal if you deal with the people directly, and this is really targeted stuff. So somebody looking for a sangria recipe, and then you're advertising a wine or a sangria, let's just say one of the carafes that people put the sangria in. There's all kind of things that you could advertise with them, right? The sky's the limit. But I wanted to look at the Tipsy Bartender as well. Now, they don't get as much traffic, and they get 233,000 total visits a month, which isn't shabby, but it's not as great. But that means that this is affordable, okay? So talking to them to get some direct banners on their website would probably be around somewhere in the area of $100, $200 a month or whatever to throw something up and grab some traffic. It wouldn't be that bad, right? So this is kind of how I look at starting to do with using these tools. And if you use the free, the free trials, make sure that you export the data. With this one, this is $49. You have no business not buying this. And you have the download link here, so you can download the actual data, right? And put it on a spreadsheet. With these other ones, download the data and put it on a spreadsheet for your virtual assistants or yourself to go through the data. And then once you have the free trial, you can get rid of them, right? And move on. Okay, so now, once I do that preliminary search, I'm like, okay, so bartending seems like it's a cool niche. There's a lot of shit going on. I found some cheap places to advertise on. There's people with millions of followers. I'm pretty much sure that I can put together a YouTube channel and start following. So I went and found a cool subject, the top 10 coolest high-tech bar gadgets, right? That's actually a cool, some blog content and a video that you could put up. You can have somebody else write it, do a video yourself, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But what I noticed was they had right here the art of mixology. I'm like, well, damn, that's a cool name. Let me Google it. So I Googled it, and I noticed that there's a book. There's books called The Art of Mixology. So I'm like, well, thinking outside the box, how could I get this? The artofmixology.com is available, but it's like $1,500 or something like that, right? So I'm like, well, let me choose the .gy domain. So the artofmixolo.gy, but mixology, right? Which is good these days. $27, done deal. Now I have the artofmixology.com, which is a pretty catchy domain name. I've got this coolest high-tech bar gadgets. And so what did I do? I actually looked at the first one, and this was called a Rotovap. So I went to Facebook, to YouTube, and I looked that up, right? So have a look at this video really quickly. And this is showing pretty much what these modern bartenders do with molecular gastronomy, okay? Now, what would I do with this video? I would totally recreate this video. There's molecular gastronomy is everywhere, and I would cut this video exactly like they did it because I liked it, but I don't want all their garbage on the top of it. But you can see that this would be really interesting to a would-be or wannabe bartender, right? Showing them how to make really awesome drinks like you see here. But you can find little cuts of this all over YouTube and actually make this video yourself. This is really easy to do, right? And if you couldn't do it, go to Fiverr and have an editor do it. I used to do stuff like this on Fiverr all the time, right? That's an awesome video to start with. So now we're starting my funnel, okay? So now that I have a domain name and I have an article to start with and I have a cool video to throw out, what would I do now? So I went and found a bartending PLR book for $5.95. Bartending for beginners, right? And the professional bartender, the terminology, stocking your bar, blah, 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 right? So what would I do with this? I would buy this for $5.90 and then I would have somebody rewrite it. So then I went and I found that RotoVap and bartending, a starter kit, right? So I'm thinking, okay, this is $14. Nice little upsell, $16. But I also found that RotoVap for molecular gastronomy. Look at this, $800, $700. So the opportunities are there. So I'm thinking to myself, there's some definite room for opportunity here, right? So if I could grab one of these inexpensive little starter kits and do one or two things, either I would do it free plus shipping, or I would do it with 50% off, or whatever I could do, right? And get a good price on one of these. I would almost want to give this away. But the ebook for sure would be given away for free to get them in the door, right? And the upsell, so I'm thinking to myself, I could just do this free plus shipping next. Here, grab your free bartenders, bar set, beginners, whatever set, right? I would figure it out. So now you're starting to see how you can put a funnel together with just using a few simple tools. So I want to show you kind of what the funnel would look like, okay? So here is the ebook. Well, actually, it wouldn't be. What I would do is that video I made is I would put that out there for free on Facebook first. You saw that that one website offered videos on their site. I would definitely put that video directly on their site instead of just Facebook. I would definitely talk to the Tipsy Bartender about throwing that video up on their Insta and their Facebook. Talk to them directly so I could get a better deal than just trying to run it on Facebook. Because what they're going to do is if you were running on Facebook, Facebook would just show it to anybody. But if they run it on Facebook and you actually pay for it to be boosted, it'll show to people that are interested in there, that have shown that they want to follow that channel, right? They want to follow them. So it'll show to them first, like 15% of the people that actually like their content. 20 million people aren't really interested in them. But, they saw a couple of videos, they liked it, right? And, that's it. But there's a core amount of those people that watch their shit religiously, right? And that's what you want to do. So you put up that video that you said, right? And you collect your data. Okay? Now, again, you retarget and you do lookalike audience, okay, with the ebook, okay, and then the upsell to an Ollie product. Okay, that's just a start. Now, your video and all this stuff, whenever you have your landing pages, your own personal YouTube channel would be there as well, right? So you want to put your own YouTube channel in there. But I'm just showing you how my brain thinks. I put this together probably within a few minutes. I wasn't thinking like, it would normally take me a week to maybe even a month to really put this together the proper way. But I want to show you how using a few simple tools online can produce decent results, right? So now we know that we have a bartender niche, Okay, now what are we going to do on this? We're going to talk to bartenders, interviews. Okay, we're going to talk to bar owners. Right, and then we're going to film these guys making drinks, and we're going to go to local events. Right, and then we're going to talk to influencers, like the guy that owns the what is it, the spicy bartender, whatever the name it was, right? The guy that owns that. So we're going to talk to influencers, and we're going to interview those guys on the channel, right? There's plenty of content right there. How do you get the content? How do you find the influencers? Use that tool that I showed you about, that first tool, right? The link is in the first comment below. So you use that tool to find the influencers, right? And you'll find them all on Instagram. You'll find them, and you contact those people. You have a VA contact them and say, hey, man, I'd like to interview you. I'd like to talk about your drink techniques, whatever, right? So that's how you curate and you publish. You're playing publisher at this point, right? So you curate your content like that. So you don't have to buy all of the expensive alcohol. You go where the expensive alcohol is, and you film it. And you can just use your iPhone and a microphone. Make sure you use a microphone. But you use your iPhone and a microphone, or your smartphone and a microphone, and you film. Take one of those Gorilla Pods. Make sure you got a steady hand. Don't be moving all over the place, right? Bonus points, get a drone and film outside the location and film the city you're in with the drone and cut to inside after you show an establishing shot. Those are bonus points, okay? Edit the shit yourself. They don't have to be super professional. Edit the things yourself and start there, right? So now you have your channel, right? Now we begin our funnel, okay? So now we want to get people to come to our channel. So the first thing you can do is boost videos on YouTube, okay? The next thing you could do is send out articles on Facebook to get people to your blog and to your YouTube channel. The next thing you do is take that really nice video that you cut, okay, and place that in targeted spots. Don't just send the shit out on Facebook, man. Really look to find if you can talk to influencers directly and get your video on Instagram or on their website, right? Even that sangria video. I would definitely make a sangria video since that's a popular keyword, and definitely get that video out there on how to make sangria, okay? And then I would collect that data once you, I would collect that data. I would let me hold on one second. I would buy that data. How about that, right? I would buy that data, and then I would definitely retarget and do a lookalike audience. All right. So you can kind of see what the funnel is going to look like right there, right? So the reason why I did this, number one, was to show you kind of how easy it is I did all of this stuff within a few minutes, okay? It's really easy to put this data together using a tool like this, just going on Google. You don't have to have this tool. You can use Google in general, but write everything down, right? Now, what's cool about this tool is that, again, you can find their social profiles. You know if they have AdSense, right? I like that because of that, but you can still find all of that stuff out on your own. You don't have to have a tool. I'm just using the easy stuff. I'm showing you how I put together an entire niche and how I got an idea, validated that idea, found articles I could rewrite. I found a PLR book, a bartending for beginners, and I would have somebody rewrite this and make it better, right, and update it. I found videos that I could use as kind of like a lead magnet or an intro. I found my domain name for finding something popular like the Art of Mixology, right? So now we've got something really catchy. And then I also found top 10 coolest high-tech bar gadgets which also gave me ideas for things that I could sell bartenders, right? I would do a much better job at this if this was really going to be my niche. But what I wanted to show you was, first of all, your niche always doesn't have to be, you know, something like, well, I mean, bartending is really strong. It's a highly targeted niche, right? There's people that really like bartending. In tomorrow's video, I'm going to give you 45 pre-approved niches, right? So be on the lookout for tomorrow's video. Coffee break.